The eclipse of Parisian nights. There are rare moments in the vast timeline of global entertainment, moments when time itself seems to stop, hold its breath, and bow down before pure living artistry. On the historic, unforgettable nights of July 17th and 18th, underneath the open skies of Saint Denis at the legendary Stade de France, the world witnessed a monumental collision of two unstoppable cultural titans. On one side, standing at the absolute pinnacle of luxury, heritage, and Parisian haute couture, was the historic fashion house of Christian Dior. And on the other side, commanding the hearts of millions across every continent on Earth, was the global ambassador who single-handedly redefined modern male elegance, Park Jimin. The European leg of BTS's monumental ARIRANG World Tour was reaching its grand emotional finale. 70,000 souls packed into the stadium each night, a glowing ocean of light, tears, and deafening cheers that shook the very foundations of Paris. And just when ARMY thought the magical dust of those two legendary nights had settled, Dior decided to break the internet once again. Without warning, the French luxury fashion house opened its private, highly guarded vaults and released exclusive, never-before-seen behind-the-scenes footage. A rare, intimate, cinematic masterpiece that takes us away from the roaring crowds and places us directly inside the most private, secluded fitting rooms in the heart of Paris. Inside that room, the camera captures something truly extraordinary. It captures the high-level mastery of world-class tailors, the serene, almost sacred silence of the fashion atelier, and the breathtaking transformation of Park Jimin as he prepares to step out and conquer the world once more. Tonight, right here on Infinity Borahae, we are taking an exclusive deep-dive journey inside Dior's private Parisian sanctuary to unravel the hidden craftsmanship, the poetic artistry, and the unbreakable bond between Park Jimin and the House of Dior. Inside the sacred atelier, the journey to those historic Paris concerts did not begin on the massive stadium stage, did not begin under the blinding floodlights or amid the thundering roar of 70,000 voices. It began in the quiet, pristine, white-walled halls of Dior's Parisian atelier, a place where fashion is not merely manufactured, but painstakingly sculpted by hand over hundreds of hours of intense dedication. In this newly released footage, fans are granted a privilege rarely given to the public: a front-row seat to the intimate creative process between a global superstar and the world's top artisans. As Jimin steps into the fitting room, the atmosphere is a captivating mix of high energy and quiet, focused reverence. Master tailors who have spent decades perfecting their craft move around him with surgical precision. Every tape measure, every pin, every delicate slice of fabric is handled with extreme care. They measure the exact sweep of his shoulders, the drop of the fabric against his waist, and how the material reacts to the subtle movements of his body. 'Cause dressing Park Jimin for a stadium performance is not like dressing anyone else. Jimin does not just walk on stage. He dances with a fluid, contemporary grace that defies gravity. He spins, jumps, and projects emotion through every fiber of his being. Therefore, his clothing cannot simply be beautiful. It must become an extension of his body. It must breathe with him, move with him, and shine with him under the relentless heat of the stage lights. In the footage, we see Jimin trying on several custom-made stage ensembles, each crafted exclusively for the two Paris shows at Stade de France. The first piece that takes everyone's breath away is a striking, deeply elegant black ensemble. First glance, it exudes classic Parisian sophistication. But as the camera zooms in closer, you begin to see the incredible detail. Thousands of tiny hand-stitched elements that catch the light in subtle royal flashes. It is a design that balances strength and vulnerability, power and grace. And then comes the second creation, a stylish, motion-fluid fringed knit look that feels like pure poetry in motion. The fringe elements are strategically placed so that whenever Jimin turns or glides across the stage, the fabric continues to dance a fraction of a second after him, creating a hypnotic, wave-like visual effect that mesmerizes the viewer. watching the elite Dior team work directly on Jimin's silhouetted frame reveals a profound truth. This fashion house does not view Jimin as just another celebrity face for an advertising campaign. They view him as their ultimate muse, a living canvas worthy of their absolute highest level of artistry, the architecture of a global ambassador. To fully grasp the immense cultural weight of this behind-the-scenes video, we have to look back at the historic path forged by Park Jimin and Christian Dior. When Jimin was officially announced as Dior's global ambassador, it was not just another fashion partnership announcement. It was a seismic shift in the global fashion industry. For decades, European high fashion houses operated within rigid, traditional boundaries. But Jimin did not just step through those doors. He shattered a glass ceiling that had stood firmly for generations. As the first Asian male global ambassador in Dior's long and storied history, Jimin bridged the gap between Eastern musical artistry and Western haute couture in a way the world had never witnessed before. His influence completely transformed how modern menswear is perceived on the global stage. He brought a new vocabulary to fashion, one defined by soft power, poetic fluidity, elegance, and a gender-defying confidence that inspired millions across the globe. When he wears Dior, it never looks like the clothes are wearing him. Instead, his unique aura elevates the garment into something iconic. The grand European finale of the ARIRANG World Tour at Stade de France was the ultimate culmination of this legendary partnership. Paris is universally recognized as the beating heart of global fashion, and Stade de France is the ultimate proving ground for world-class musical legends. By stepping onto that legendary pitch wrapped in custom Dior creations built specifically for those 2 nights, Jimin delivered a masterclass in global stardom. He proved that his reach extends far beyond musical charts, record-breaking streams, and stadium tour sales. He is an international cultural titan, a performer who commands both the roaring energy of a 70,000-seat stadium and the refined, silent elegance of the highest fashion ateliers in Europe. The dedication behind the glow. What makes this exclusive footage so deeply emotional for armies all over the world is the raw, unfiltered authenticity of Park Jimin. On stage, Jimin appears ethereal, almost superhuman. He glides across the pitch with an effortless perfection that makes complex choreography look as easy as breathing. But this video reminds us of the endless hours of silent hard work that make that magic possible. Between the fitting sessions, the precise pinning of delicate fabrics, and the quiet mirror checks before stepping out into the blinding stadium lights, we see a quiet, deeply focused artist who refuses to settle for anything less than perfection. Jimin does not simply try on the clothes and stand still. In the video, you can see him testing the weight of the garments, moving his arms, testing his posture, and checking how the fabric moves when he executes sharp stage turns. He ensures that the heavy stage lights, the summer breeze of Paris, and the explosive energy of the performance will all blend into one seamless, flawless visual experience for the fans. Contrast captured in the footage is breathtaking. On one side, you have the serene, white-walled sanctuary of the quiet Dior atelier, where designers speak in hushed tones and carefully measure every millimeter of thread. On the other side, you have the roaring, fiery arena of Stade de France, where tens of thousands of fans scream his name until the ground shakes. Dior's behind-the-scenes video bridges these 2 contrasting worlds with perfection. It shows us that the breathtaking icon we see under the spotlight is built upon a foundation of relentless discipline, humility, and quiet dedication behind closed doors. A legacy engraved in purple and gold. As the European chapter of the monumental ARIRANG World Tour comes to an official close, this extraordinary collaboration between Park Jimin and Christian Dior stands as a permanent milestone in modern pop culture history. It is more than just a successful tour outfit. It is a masterclass in synergy, a perfect harmony between music, global heritage, high-fashion craftsmanship, and unmatched stardom. From the quiet fitting rooms of Paris to the roaring, historic crowds of Stade de France, Park Jimin continues to write history on his own terms. He continues to prove why his name is etched into the global stage not just as a pop star, but as an enduring fashion icon and a generational artist whose influence will be felt for decades to come. So to my incredible beloved Infinity Borahae family, when you look at these breathtaking custom Dior stage looks from Paris, which one stole your heart the most? Was it the sleek, sophisticated black ensemble with its intricate hand-stitched detailing? Or was it that fluid, hypnotic fringed knit look that moved so poetically with every step of his dance? Pour out all of your love, pride, and thoughts for Park Jimin in the comment section down below right now. Let's completely flood the comments with purple hearts and show the entire world the unwavering power and passion of our fandom. If you enjoyed this deep, cinematic journey today, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with every single army on your timeline, subscribe to Infinity Borahae, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another deep, magical story from our universe. Thank you so much for watching. Stay proud, army, and I will see you in the very next breathtaking story.